Under a clouded sky, Durham, New Hampshire is the site for this America East showdown on ESPN3. It's the New Hampshire Wildcats playing host to the Binghamton Bearcats here from Wildcat Stadium. And as we welcome you upstairs into the broadcast booth, joined by Andrew Gardner, I am Cameron Beall. And Andrew, we have two teams who started off with opposite starts to the season. The Wildcats just 2 wins so far compared to the Bearcats 6, but all things are even as both sides find themselves 1-0 as conference play has gotten underway. It's old school versus new school, with the America East two most recent dynasties squaring off in this rematch of last season's conference semifinal here on ESPN+. It's the New Hampshire Wildcats playing host to the UMBC Retrievers, and we're glad to have you with us here tonight, joined by Pete Webster and Natalie Norrie down on the sideline. I am Cameron Beall. And Pete, the Retrievers used to run this conference about 10 years ago, but it's been the Wildcats with 5 consecutive berths to the NCAA tournament. The first sign of fall took place tonight in New Britain with the Central Connecticut State spring football game here at a root field on the campus of CCSU. And while there were plenty of plays to be made on the field tonight, perhaps the bigger story is who was walking the sidelines. The last time Adam Lechtenberg roamed this field was back from 2010 to 2011 when he served as the co-offensive coordinator for the Blue Devils. He helped lead them to their 4th NEC title back in 2010 and the best offense in the league at that time. Lechtenberg's taking over for former head coach Ryan McCarthy after consecutive losing seasons, and he's hoping to bring this program back to the top where he knows it can end up. Despite more than a handful of departures this past offseason for CCSU, Lechtenberg says they have about 40 new players who have since entered the locker room, and despite all the new faces around town, he's excited to see what his veterans will be able to do on either side of the ball, and he has a few names in mind on players he's going to be able to lean on when it gets into crunch time. New Hampshire defers the opening coin toss, and Tim, one factor that's going to weigh heavily here today, we were talking about it pregame, is the wind here at Wildcat Stadium. A heavy wind going left to right across your screen, so whichever way the teams are kicking could weigh heavily here. And we've seen special teams be a really great weapon for the Wildcats this year, whether they're blocking punts and extra points or their punter himself, Sean Lehane. He was an FCS Special Teams Player of the Week after their last home win against Elon. A slower performance last time out, but the special teams has been a weapon for the Wildcats this season. We'll see how the wind plays a factor today.
No question. I mean, of all the elements, wind is usually the one that can wreak the most havoc on a football game. And like you said, Kim, we were looking at it before. It's not just the flags on top of the goalposts that were moving. The entire goalposts were being shaken around. Even a tuba looked like it was about to get blown over during the pregame band ceremony. So wind will be a factor. Though I do think, we took a good look at both of the quarterbacks, and obviously they will be key in how this thing goes. But I believe both teams really are going to want to establish the run game as well, and try to take the wind out of it, keep the ball on the ground. Let's not let the wind play a factor. URI offensive line, big, mean, nasty. So we'll get a chance to take a look at them first as the Rams get the ball.
Yeah, the offensive linemen and the running backs will play a big part in this story today. The Rams offensive line, 3 of their 5 starters, 6'5" and above, one 6'5", one 6'6", and their left tackle Lorenzo Thompson, a big 6'7", and the New Hampshire offensive line has been a strength for them as well this season. They've started all 5, the same combination every game this year, which is unusual in college football and football in general to have that same combination of 5 guys healthy all season long, not had to make any changes. The Wildcats are going to roll with that same 5 today, so the running game will be important for both sides, with Marcus DeShields on the Rams and Dylan Lobby for the home Wildcats. Nick Mazie swinging the right leg, and we are underway from Senior Day in Durham. That one flies through the back of the end zone, and the Rams will get started with a touchback.
And as you can see, Jem, the Dungeon Dog.
First things first, Tim.
Of course. Nice, clean pickup for Jem right there in her first attempt of the day. Good start for Jem. Great weather out there. Besides the wind, it is a beautiful day. Unusually warm for November.
Some changes on the defense for New Hampshire today. Senior captain Pot Bush out of the lineup today. Joe Eichmann will be in on the first play at safety. Also, Zidane Williams listed first on the 2 deep for New Hampshire over Bryce Shaw, who's been the starter at linebacker all season. Kasim Hill out of the shotgun, finds the receiver out to his right. As Ed Lee in the flat is going to scamper for a first down. And Mark Hubbard, he's been doing this for more than 2 decades now in Durham, because back in 1999 he was a graduate of Oyster River High School, just a few miles down the road, a 2-time state champion there as a player as well. So Mark Hubbard is certainly familiar with winning around these parts. As we're set to go, you see Quantrell Jones there, the goalkeeper for the UMBC Retrievers, and Mark Hubbard said his side is going to have their hands full with him between the pipes tonight.
Yeah, he's a big boy out there, 6'3", 220, and it fills up a lot of space, but he can be beat, but you have to make sure that you're on your game, and those few shots, the opportunities that you're going to get, you have to make them count.
And for the Wildcats, one of the bigger storylines coming into the season was the talent that they lost. And, you know, it's interesting. They lost so much talent. They still come into the season 9th ranked in the country. So it's a testament to the program Mark Hubbard has built here in Durham. But they lose, 6 real playmakers on their team. Linus Fahlberg, Jacob Gould, Vic Manutier, Bridger Hansen, and Adam Seville, a pair of All-Americans they lost. But here they are trying to work their way back up the ladder in 2022, and we're underway. And Tim, we said the Wildcats needed a shot of life headed into the 4th quarter. And how about younger brother of quarterback Max Brosmer, Fish Brosmer, with a little tribute to Timmy Trumpets here to kick off the final frame.
And I tell you what, there was good energy in this crowd before. Now it's unbelievable. Timmy Trumpet, Fish Brosmer got him fired up. Max got fired up. It's something the Brosmer brothers have been planning, wanting to happen for quite some time now, and they made it happen today.
Kasim Hill with a deep ball off the fingertips of Darius Savage. Randall Harris in coverage.
Just missed. That's the kind of play I thought we were going to be seeing all day long. Kasim Hill testing this UNH defense deep down the field, but Wildcats have had good coverage. Savage open on that one against Randall Harris, but Hill just misses him.
Really has been one of the main storylines. The quarterback's unable to locate the deep ball today. It's been plaguing both sides, but no lack of offense nonetheless. Here's a big 3rd down for New Hampshire. They need a stop desperately after climbing back from 11 points down to tie this game. Crowd at attention, 3rd and 3. Empty backfield for Kasim Hill, looking left. Hits a receiver up the middle for a big 1st down up to the 50.
And who else but Ed Lee, Rhode Island's go-to guy, the senior receiver. Rams now 4 of 8 on 3rd downs. After getting that holding call in the first play of the drive, had a 1st and 20, now set up 1st and 10 on the 50.
Handoff on 1st down to Marcus DeShields. Gain of 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Wildcats really need is a Timmy Trumpet turnover. Both teams been good with ball security today. We haven't even seen a fumble on the ground. Both quarterbacks probably threw one or 2 passes that could have been picked, but I feel interception or some kind of big play, big mistake at this point of the game could be the difference.
Feels like one's got to come eventually. Noah Stansbury unevaded to Kasim Hill.
Great timing by Stansbury, and I'll tell you what, great timing on the call from UNH defensive coordinator Garrett Gillick. Totally catches Kasim Hill by surprise. I mean, he comes from the non-blind side of Hill, and Kasim just cannot get out of the way. Awesome play by Stansbury, awesome call by Coach Gillick. Now a 3rd and long for the Rams. Let's see what they have dialed up here.
Noah Stansbury was quietly one of their most effective defenders last year. 2nd on the team with 35 solo tackles in 2021. Kasim Hill, empty backfield. Here comes Dylan Ruiz, trips up. Josiah Silver trips up. And Kasim Hill cannot be brought down, but the ball is on the ground. Bryce Shaw has it. Brought down by a squad of Rams. New Hampshire football from the 22-yard line.
Pandemonium at Wildcat Stadium right now. Chaos in the backfield, chaos on the fumble recovery, chaos in the stands.
Let's see, how many tackles does he break here? Dylan Ruiz one. Josiah Silver trips over Ruiz. Eventually punched out.
I think it was Ruiz got up again. punched it out, and it's Bryce Shaw.
And see, Shaw goes to the turf, gets punched up by Ruiz on the second effort, and then Shaw on the second effort picks it back up.
And of course, it's Josiah Silva right next to him. Second effort as well, ready to block him downfield. There's the Timmy Trumpet turnover we were talking about.
Pandemonium in Durham. The Wildcats set up at the 23-yard line and a chance to take a lead. Corcoran bottom of your screen, Coin in the slot. Espinette in motion. Give to Lobby on first down. Nowhere to go with it. Backpedals, a block from Max Brosmer, and ends up losing just about 2 yards.
There's been a lot going on the last couple of plays. Lots of guys in the backfield, lots of tackles being missed.
For as slow and lumbering as that first half was, the second half has made up for it in full.
No question, and you could just feel there was a big play coming, or just, you know, a big play would make a difference. Let's see how much of a difference that fumble makes.
Ball in the 25, 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss from Lobby. Deese in motion. Brosmer empty backfield, unloads to Deese up the seam, hits him for a first down and more. And it takes about 5 Rams to bring down the big tight end. And one thing I want to keep an eye on here in the second half is the corner kicks for both sides. New Hampshire leading in that category 9-5 right now. And as we said earlier, New Hampshire was leading in the conference coming into the night, averaging 8 corner kicks per contest. And on the other side, the Retrievers were 3rd in the America East, averaging 6.44. So they're both up around that mark, set to well exceed that. And Mark Hubbard said they want to take more advantage of their set pieces here as they enter conference play. So keep an eye on the corner kicks tonight for both sides.
Yeah, and that usually is a stat that's indicative of offensive flow. Although I would think it would probably be more like 9-3, but UMBC had like 3 in a row right at the very beginning of the game. But 9-5, yeah, the Wildcats had about twice as much possession, I think, in that first half.
UMBC, they really had 2 spurts, you know, the opening 2-3 minutes of the game where they had, I think, 3 corner kicks, and then the final third of the half, they strung a couple together there. But the first half mostly dominated by New Hampshire here.
Here's Tolashawami trying to get a little toe poke into spring Eli Goldman down the wing. Turns into a Wildcat throw-in.
O'Driscoll will leave it for Pinkham, who gets it back to Bombito. Feeds Bright to Bookwalder. Knows Bookwalder was new to the team a season ago, missed some time due to injury. Played in 7 games in 2021. Now manning that back line without Bridger Hansen and Adam Seville, the 2 All-Americans. And Sam Henneberg, a bit of an unsung hero back there along the back line as well. He's no longer with the team.
Well, Nils also turned into an offensive threat. He had the PK for the winner against UCal Irvine. And a rocket he hit into the upper left corner.
Bookwalder's only goal of the season. He has 3 shots coming into the night. One of them on target was that goal. Here comes O'Driscoll with some room to work. Towed up ahead to Eli Goldman, working through the middle. Sent away by Lasac Kelp. Bookwalder chases it down. Calhira able to wrangle it back in. Flips the field to Spencer Hanks. Hanks dragged it to the left. Misfired. And the Wildcats will let that one go.